Every 11.6 seconds, Amazon.com pushes live bits to real customers. It's small ideas, small experiments, small bites of risk that they push live 5 times every minute to get a sense of where they should be spending more time. Technology has changed to a point where we can deliver ideas, not even necessarily fully baked ideas or even feature ideas, but we can deliver ideas to our target audience very, very quickly. And that allows us to learn whether or not it's worth for us to explore these ideas any further. And the risk of doing that is tiny because it's a small release to a small subset of people that's judged objectively based on some kind of change in customer behavior. Lean UX is a rethinking of the way that we do user experience and design. It's an open process that brings a cross-functional team into the product design and concepting phase, and it uses an evidence-based decision-making process to learn what features are worth investing in and what features we shouldn't invest in any further.
Lean UX as a general methodology ensures that people are collaborating more as a team, doing things more iteratively and quickly, and not doing long waterfall types of roadmaps and projects.
If we try to use a traditional process, maybe waterfall, the product cycle will take much longer. Maybe at the end, only 20% or 30% of the documentation get built. It sucks up a lot of time of our UX team. We may not have time to do any design research. At the end, we don't have feedback from our users, and we cannot really improve the product.
Instead of assuming that we know exactly what will achieve a business goal, we think of our ideas as hypotheses, and then we test those hypotheses through rapid and iterative experimentation. Now, the interesting part is that the success criteria for these experiments determine whether or not these features are worthy of further investigation and development.
BBC Playlister, and it's made up of 3 parts. It's about remembering, replaying, and recommending tracks and music associated with the BBC. One of the challenges with Playlister was that BBC didn't want to release this as a brand until it was fully formed. But we really wanted to test out some of the basic features of being able to add tracks that you hear on the radio. Thus, we were able to release quite early that functionality, but not as BBC Playlister, but as just BBC IDs add to favorites. So by being able to use some of that functionality, putting it out into the wild, so to speak, we were able to start looking at the stats and analyze some hypotheses we had as to whether or not this would be a feature that people would be interested in.
The deployment of the feature itself is not success. Success is achieving some kind of a customer objective and ultimately a business objective. We've achieved a change in the way that customers interact with our service or with our product. They spend more time viewing videos, or they share an article, or they tell their friends about something that we've built. That is the business problem that the teams should be moving on solving. A team size of 6 to 8 people means that everybody on the team knows each other, and everybody has a unique responsibility. There's nowhere to hide, no one's going to do your job for you, and so the team accountability skyrockets.
We are not just a group of designers, group of developer, tester, BA, with a king of product owner who only meet when it is needed. We actually work together every day. We sit next to each other and we build something we really, really like.
As a multidisciplinary team, I think BBC is making great strides, moving closer and closer to becoming a true interconnected team rather than one that adopts more of the old throw it over the wall assembly line.
The biggest thing to expect as a designer moving into a more lean environment is that you need to be comfortable killing off your ideas early. As designers, we're hopelessly optimistic. Again, it doesn't matter how much time we spend on an idea, but we love our ideas.
At the end of the day, design is about not having form over function. So it's trying to understand what's functioning best, and if it isn't functioning, to figure out a better way to do it.
And the more that the culture of a company can embrace this idea of continuous learning, the more it will inform objectively what we do, how we do it. Now, it does threaten that traditional command and control model, and so management has to change, incentive structures have to change. And that's why it's a cultural shift that says, as an organization, we will continue to evolve through this learning process and make decisions based on objective realities and not necessarily subjective whims or executive decrees.